If you wake between 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., 3 things you must do immediately. Have you ever wondered why you keep waking up at odd times of the morning between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. almost every night? You go to bed with the plan to wake up at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m., but then at 3 a.m. or thereabout, something wakes you up. It doesn't matter what you do, whether you go to bed early, sleep late, drink coffee, not drink coffee, exercise, not exercise, you still wake up at about the same time between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. Why? What is waking you up at this odd time of the night? Should you be worried? Is there a spiritual dimension? What can you do about it? In this episode, we are going to answer these questions and more. If you watch until the end, you will know the 3 things you must do when you wake up at an abnormal time of the night. But first, let's talk about what science says about waking up at these odd hours. From a psychological standpoint, waking up at 3 to 5 a.m. can be attributed to stress, anxiety, or other emotional disturbances. The body's stress response can disrupt sleep patterns, leading to wakefulness during this time. It may also be that you are worrying about something. Worrying about personal issues or stress from the day can lead to disruptions in the sleep cycle, causing one to wake up. Psychological disorders such as insomnia or sleep apnea can also contribute to waking up at odd hours, including 3 a.m. Biologically, waking up at this time can be explained by the body's internal clock or circadian rhythms, which regulate sleep-wake cycles. A dip in core body temperature and changes in hormone levels, particularly cortisol and melatonin, can trigger wakefulness. The body's natural sleep cycle can lead to periods of light sleep or wakefulness, which might explain why someone wakes up around 3 a.m. However, I'm telling you now that there may be more to waking up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. It carries with it a divine invitation, a call to engage with the deeper realms of our spiritual journey. It may not be mere coincidence or the result of a disrupted sleep cycle, as they would have you believe. It is a moment of divine appointment. In the spiritual tradition, the hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. are known as the last watch of the night. It is a time when the veil between the physical and spiritual realms is at its thinnest. This is the hour of divine visitation, supernatural encounters, and profound spiritual revelation. It is a time when God chooses to communicate with us in the quietude, away from the distractions of our daily lives. Let's use the story of Jacob wrestling with God to illustrate this point. The story of Jacob wrestling with God is a profound and pivotal episode found in Genesis 32:22-32. Recall that Jacob stole his brother's birthright and after the incident left home. Now many years later, he is returning to his homeland after years of exile. Fearful of encountering his brother Esau, whom he had deceived years earlier, Jacob sends his family and possessions ahead of him across the Jabbok River. That night, left alone, Jacob encounters a mysterious figure with whom he wrestles until the early hours of the morning. The wrestling match is both physical and spiritual, a struggle that symbolizes Jacob's inner turmoil and his complex relationship with God. Incredibly, the mysterious figure, often interpreted as an angel or a manifestation of God, does not prevail against Jacob. Instead, as dawn breaks, the figure touches Jacob's hip, dislocating it. Yet Jacob refuses to let go until he receives a blessing. Recognizing Jacob's determination and struggle, the figure blesses him and gives him a new name, Israel, meaning he struggles with God, or God prevails. This new name signifies Jacob's transformation and his direct encounter with the divine, marking a turning point in his life. This story serves as a powerful metaphor for the spiritual wrestling many of us undergo during these early hours. A wrestling that could lead to blessings, insights, and a deeper communion with the divine, only if we know exactly what to do. So what is God communicating to us during these hours? It is a call to vigilance, to prayer, to intercede not just for ourselves, but also for our family. The hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. are a time when the forces of darkness seek to assert their influence over the coming day. But it is also the period that God appoints us as watchmen, to stand in the gap, to pray against these forces, and to invite His will and light into our lives and the lives of others. When you find yourself awake between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., these are the 3 actions you must undertake. 1. Recall and interpret your dreams. Our dreams can be a means through which God speaks to us. They can contain divine guidance, warnings, or insights into our lives and the lives of those around us. What were you dreaming about before you were awakened? What was God showing you? By remembering and seeking the interpretation of our dreams, we can align our prayers and actions with God's will. Meditate and listen. Sometimes the devil has confused us so much that we fail to hold on to the message in our dream. If you do not recall your dreams, use this time to meditate on God's word and listen for his voice. This quiet, undistracted time is perfect for receiving the revelations and instructions God has for you. It's a moment to connect deeply with your spiritual intuition and the guidance of the Holy Spirit. Declare and decree. Speak out blessings, protection, and God's promises over your life, your family, your community, and beyond. Use this time to declare God's sovereignty over your day. Decree that his will be done, and proclaim victory of the Lord over the challenges you may face. In embracing these practices, we not only fortify ourselves spiritually, but also step into our roles as co-creators with God, shaping our day, and by extension our lives according to his divine plan. The hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. are a gift, an opportunity to align more closely with our purpose and calling as watchmen chosen by God. Our response to this divine appointment is crucial. The actions we take or fail to take during these early hours can have far-reaching implications, not only for us personally, but for the broader spiritual and physical world. We are called to be vigilant, to intercede, and to act as gatekeepers, ensuring that our lives and our spheres of influence reflect the light and love of God. In conclusion, waking up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. is more than just a physical occurrence. It is a spiritual summons, a call to deepen our relationship with Jesus, to stand in the gap as intercessors, and to receive and act upon the revelations God imparts to us during these sacred hours. During the hours of 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., our bodies and minds are in a unique state of transition between deep sleep and wakefulness. This is the time when our subconscious mind is most active, and we may experience vivid dreams or visions. It is believed that during these hours, our spiritual connection is heightened, and we are more receptive to divine messages. In addition to the 3 actions mentioned earlier, there are additional practices that can enhance our spiritual experience during this time. One such practice is journaling. By keeping a dream journal, we can record our dreams and reflect upon their symbolism and meaning. This allows us to gain further insight into our subconscious thoughts and emotions. Another powerful practice is the recitation of affirmations or mantras. By repeating positive and empowering statements, we can shift our mindset and attract positive energy into our lives. This practice can help us overcome negative thought patterns and align ourselves with the divine purpose that awaits us. Furthermore, engaging in gentle movement or stretching exercises can be beneficial during this time. This not only helps to awaken our physical body, but also promotes the flow of energy throughout our being. By combining gentle movements with deep breathing exercises, we can create a sense of balance and harmony within ourselves. It is important to note that the actions we take during these sacred hours should be guided by our intuition and personal beliefs. Each individual's spiritual journey is unique, and what resonates with one person may not resonate with another. Therefore, it is essential to tune into our inner wisdom and discern what practices feel most aligned with our spiritual path. As we embrace the divine invitation presented to us during these early hours, let us remember that we have been called to a higher purpose. By honoring this sacred time and engaging in practices that nurture our spiritual well-being, we can cultivate a deeper connection with the divine and manifest a life filled with love, light, and abundance. During the sacred hours of 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., it is important to create an atmosphere of tranquility and spiritual connection in our surroundings. One way to achieve this is by incorporating soothing music or sounds that resonate with our soul during this time. Whether it's the gentle strumming of a guitar or the calming melodies of nature, the right choice of background music can enhance our spiritual experience and help us enter a meditative state. Additionally, lighting a candle or burning incense can serve as a symbolic gesture to invite divine presence into our space. The flickering flame or fragrant smoke can act as a reminder of our connection to the spiritual realm and create a sense of sacredness in the environment. Another practice that can deepen our spiritual journey during these hours is the act of gratitude. Before engaging in the 3 actions mentioned earlier, Taking a moment to express gratitude for the blessings in our lives can shift our focus to a positive mindset and open our hearts to receiving divine guidance. Gratitude not only fosters a sense of contentment, but also cultivates a stronger connection with the spiritual realm. In addition, practicing deep breathing exercises or meditation techniques can help us quiet our thoughts and enter a state of stillness. By focusing on our breath and allowing ourselves to be fully present in the moment, we create space for divine revelations and insights to flow into our consciousness. Remember, the hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. are a sacred gift, a time when the veil between the physical and spiritual realms is thin. In conclusion, the hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. hold a profound spiritual significance. It is a time when our subconscious mind is most active and we are more receptive to divine messages. By recalling and interpreting our dreams, meditating and listening for God's voice, and declaring and decreeing blessings, we can align ourselves with God's will and experience spiritual growth. Additional practices such as journaling, reciting affirmations, engaging in gentle movement, and creating a tranquil atmosphere can enhance our spiritual experience during these sacred hours. Let us embrace this divine invitation and cultivate a deeper connection with the divine during this time.